Okay, so today we're gonna show you guys how we make our dough. Aiden is over here and we're gonna make our Polish. Okay, our dough is a 48-hour process. So we have to make step 1 of the dough, which we're doing today. And then it's gonna stay in the fridge for 24 hours. And then we're gonna go ahead and with the second step, make the dough, make the balls, let it rise, and then it's ready to go. So we're gonna show you here. What we did is we already measured out all of the items we need. We have our water, our flour, our yeast, and honey. Okay, so we pre-measured everything, and we're just going to show you the process of this first step of making the dough. So go ahead, We're going to place the water in a container. It goes in there, and then Aiden's going to take the yeast and the honey, and we're going to mix it in. That's going to activate the yeast. And you're going to see here, he's going to whisk it up really good. And you'll see the bubbles start to grow. And that means the yeast is live. You always got to test it because sometimes the yeast goes bad. And you can see all the bubbles, right? The bubbles forming. That means the yeast is good. Because if you use bad yeast, the whole recipe is gone. You gotta throw it out. So now what he's gonna do is he's gonna put in the beginning stages of the flour. We dump it all in there, and then you mix this up thoroughly. Give you a quick look at that. Now this you use a hand and a glove to mix this up. And you're gonna mix it up to it's like a pancake batter. And this is the beginning, as I said, the 24-hour process or 48-hour process of making the dough recipe that we use. Need a little more water? Are you good? That's good. Go in there and you break all the clumps out. That's going to be our base, our Polish. Get the bottom corners.
It's a circle. There are no corners.
Well, in the grooves. There it goes. Now what we do is we take the lid. Let me show them real quick. Hold on. And there it is. That's the Polish. So that's going to sit now. It stays out at room temperature for 1 hour. And then the lid goes on it. Well, the lid's gonna go on now, and it's gonna sit. Then it goes in the fridge for 16 to 24 hours. Okay, that's the Polish. That's step 1 of making the dough. Okay, everybody, we're back. It's day 2 of making our dough. So we have our flour, our water, our salt, our olive oil, and our Polish. Now this is what we put in the fridge yesterday. So this is what is in there for 16 to 24 hours, so it's just about 24 hours. You want to pull it open and show them the inside of it. See all that? All the yeast growing and all the spidering. So that's our Polish. That is our start. So now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to switch sides here. We have our dough machine here, and Aiden's going to add our water. And he's now going to add the Polish, and we're going to mix that for 2 minutes. Break it up in there so it makes like a soup. Then what we do is we take a little bit of water and we put it into the pull-less container and rinse it out. Because if we need to add any little bit of water later, we'll go ahead and do that. And everything we use Zephyr Hill spring water. So I'm gonna add a little bit in here. So while Aiden's breaking that up, I'm just gonna throw the lid on here and we'll shake this up a little bit. Just gonna cover the top here. So now we're gonna start the mixer, and that's gonna run for about a minute. And it's gonna break that all up into like a soup. And we'll be back in just a minute, and I'll show you the next steps. Okay, now it's been a minute, so you can see the Polish mixed with the water makes like that soup. And now we're gonna take the salt and add our salt in. So that distributes through. We add our salt in now because it's going to start to delay the fermentation process, so it doesn't rise too fast. Because once this is all made and we roll the balls out, it's also going to have to stay out for another 4 to 6 hours and rise. And we'll show you guys that as we get there. Okay, so we got all our salt in there. All right, and next we're going to put our olive oil. Let that go for just a minute or so. Okay, now it's been a minute and everything's mixed together. Now we're gonna add our flour. So we open this up. Aiden's gonna grab the flour. And he's gonna add our flour in there. Now once the flour's in there, we're gonna start the process on a high speed. And this is gonna mix for 15 to 20 minutes until it gets to about 77 to 78 degrees at the max. It cannot go over 78. So we got the flour in there, and we're gonna put this on high. Aiden's gonna start his timer for 15 minutes. And now we're on high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it, come back every couple minutes so you guys can see the process as it's coming along. It's starting to come together. Now we're coming together, and you see on the sides there it's caking a little bit, so we're going to add a little bit of water from the Polish water that we made. Just drizzle it in there on the sides so it starts to pull that off the sides. Should be good. And you're going to see it's going to start, you can hear it, you hear the sound. And it's going to start pulling it off the sides here. See that? It's cleaning the sides of it. And if you check the temperature, we're at 70 degrees. Because we don't want the dough to heat up too much, because if it goes over 70, it's going to kill the yeast. Starting to come together like the shape of a pumpkin. When you get those pumpkin shapes, that's what we're looking for. Okay, here we go. We're going to check the temperature again. We're about 72. 72.3. And you see how it's taking it all off the sides. It kind of cleans the bowl itself. When you have the right amount of moisture in the water with the flour, it kind of cleans off the sides. And that's how you know you're onto something there. Getting closer now. We got about 7 to 12 more minutes left. We're at 73.6 right by the mixer. And on the other end, 73.8. So as long as we stay under that 78, we're good. Now we're going to take it and we're going to put it on low so it doesn't heat up so fast. Check your temperature. Over here. Turn off. Let it go off now. Okay, now we got the last 30 seconds. We're going to keep an eye on the temperature. 76.3. So we're good on temperature. Okay, now what we do is the dough stays there for 30 minutes? So we're going to keep the dough here for 30 minutes. You can see the structure of the dough. You see that they're pulling? So we're going to let it there for 30 minutes so it builds the gluten. And when we come back, we're going to put it on a quick spin for a few seconds and we're going to take it out and let it rest. And I'm going to show you guys that. Okay, now the dough has been waiting for 30 minutes after mixing. We're going to turn it on high for 10 seconds. This is going to make the gluten very strong. Okay, and now we're going to take it out. And once we take the dough out of here, we're going to place it into our pan. And it's going to sit in here for an hour covered. So we're going to go ahead and take that out now. How strong is it?
Strong.
Good. So when we take it out, we're going to put it in pieces here, and then we're going to form it into like a long ball. You'll see in a second. How are you? Good. Perfect.
Just needs a little flour on top of you.
Yep.
I'm wrong.
That's perfect. Don't even need that. Just got to put the oil on top and let it sit. So we're going to go in here, pulling it out piece by piece.
Got a straggler.
All right. Over here. Now we make our dough. This is a small batch. This is only a batch of 38, but we normally make batches of 75. We do 2 batches a day. So that way we have 150 pies a day. We could up it to 225, or we can up it to 150 plus 30 to 180. It just depends on how busy we get and how much we want to put out. But our goal right now is to get to 150 a day, and then from there we'll reevaluate. But everything's self-sufficient. We do everything here on the bus. Complete process.
That's it.
All right, so we got everything there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna shape this, kind of make it one long oval.
Give me 1 second.
Gonna use those or put a different one? Yeah, good, okay. Just lift from the bottom and tuck under. There you go. Lift from the bottom and tuck. There you go. Okay. Now the olive oil is gonna go on to smooth it up. Now smooth it up there and then tuck it. Take it, wrap it, tuck it, oval it off so there's no corners. Try to level that up. Don't squeeze. Turn. Pull that way. There you go. Now just smooth the top good. All right. Now what we're gonna do is this is gonna stay here. Try to tuck that so it's level. It's gonna rise one way more. So what we'll do is we're gonna cover this up. This is gonna stay here for 1 hour. And then after an hour, we're gonna cut it up. We're gonna measure our balls out and we're gonna roll them. And I'll show you guys how we do that in stages. Okay? So this is the last part here. We're gonna cover this up and it's gonna set for 1 hour. Okay, so now the dough has been resting for an hour. We're going to take the lid off, and you can see how much bigger it's gotten since we were here last. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the dough, and we're going to slice it up, and we're going to measure it out into the balls. We're going to roll the balls, and we're going to place them in the box. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our flour. Okay, we're going to take some flour, and we're going to in the box so it doesn't stick. And we're also going to put it on here too. Aiden's going to put it here. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to cut strips. Now it's very important when you cut these strips that the top stays as the top. You can't twist it, you can't roll it. So the top's got to stay as the top. And you're going to cut a strip out and we're going to bring it over here. Here comes the strip. So you're gonna throw a little flour on there. Not too much. He's gonna cut it out and he's gonna weigh it 260 grams. All right, do 270. 270. So now he's going to lay them there. He's going to cut them all out. Then he's going to roll them. They gotta be between what, between 260 and 270. That tiny bit of a gram isn't gonna make or break anything. Yeah. the next one? Just okay, do it that way. All right. And there it is. Now he's going to take those. He's going to roll them into the balls. We're going to place them in here. How are they feeling? Are they sticky? Nah, that's good. Should be perfect. So we're going to put 12 per container. That's going to stop them from sticking. Keep it off to the side. No, because they have to grow. Go in here. You want to give them room to grow so they're not going to blow up, man. Now these will double in size in the next 4 to 6 hours, and once they double in size, we then put them in a refrigerator to stop the fermentation, and then they come out 1 hour prior to making them. And the dough usually lasts about 2 to 3 days. Put them here, just like that. All right, we'll give you guys a quick pause. We'll get this filled up, then I'll show you what we do when we go to the next box. All right, so now the first tray is done. I'm going to show you guys what we do here. So we take the tray, we throw a little bit of flour on top, and that's it. It stays there. And then we take another tray, grab these lids off here. Tray, grab another tray, and it the tray here is going to slide right on top, and then we do the same thing. We take the flour and just spread it. Not a lot of flour, just enough to spread in there. And then we're going to fill these trays up, and then once they're all done, I'm going to come back and show you what we do. Just let them rest. All right, and now we finished it. So that's the last one. We threw the flour on, a little bit extra. Now what happens is these are going to get covered, and they're going to stay here. Okay, they're going to stay here for 4 to 6 hours. And now what I want you to do is I want you to look at these, and you'll see the size of them. And in the next video, we're going to come back, and I'm going to show you the size they go to before we put them in the refrigeration below. When we're done, they're going to be going into refrigeration down here. They'll be in this refrigerator. So see you guys back in 4 to 6 hours when they're ready. All right, so now it's been 6 hours since we rolled the balls out, and this is what they look like now after they've risen. So they about doubled in size. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cold store them, and these will be good for 3 days. And then what we do, we'll take the tray out an hour before we want to use them. So we'll take one tray out at a time, or depending on how busy it is. It'll sit out an hour, and then we use them. But that's the double size from what you guys just saw right before this. So it's been 6 hours. They've been out. So what we do, let me show you guys. It's getting dark out, so we have our LED lights on, and the fire burning. Just getting ready to close up, actually. It's just about 8 o'clock. And so what we're gonna do is these go into the fridge here. There, everybody, is our dough making process. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Give you guys a quick little look here. We got the fire going, and we're just getting ready to clean up for the night after a long day. Catch you guys later.